Good afternoon, and thank you for being here again today and helping us get the word out about the weather situation in Nashville. Standing with me today are Police Chief Steve Anderson, Fire Chief Ricky White, Metro Water Services Director Scott Potter, Office of Emergency Management Director Charles Shannon, Public Works Director Randy Lovett, Metro Transit Authority CEO Steve Bland, and Tony Majors, Chief Support Service Officer with Metro Schools. And I want to make sure that today that everyone is aware of the weather forecast for this afternoon. The National Weather Service, which has issued an ice storm warning from noon today to 9 a.m. Saturday, is predicting that snow and sleet will start falling this afternoon, turning to freezing rain this evening. They are forecasting up to 1 inch of snow and a half an inch of ice. Our public works crews have been salting the roads all week and are ready to deal with the precipitation that is forecast for today. The weather conditions still could add more ice to the roads and interstates, which could complicate this afternoon's rush hour commute. The Weather Service has predicted a dicey ride home. Just to put this in context, on Monday what we had was ice, and then we later had snow. Now we're going to have potentially snow and then ice. So actually the roads, the potential is there for the roads to be the most treacherous that they have been all week long. For this reason, I am encouraging employers to be very flexible, pay attention to the weather, and allow workers to leave work early so the interstates and other main roads won't be clogged late this afternoon. Metro government department heads will be making the same calls this afternoon. And if you're already home and you don't have to go out, please don't. The Metro Transit Authority is continuing to run its snow routes this afternoon, but MTA may shut down all service for the night at 7 p.m. if the forecast holds up. So it's encouraging all riders to catch their buses as early as possible this afternoon. Let me stress that. If the forecast holds up and it's snow and it's sleet and it's freezing rain, the MTA will close down probably at 7 o'clock today. So if you're dependent upon MTA transit, please try to get an early bus and get home early. If that happens, MTA plans to restart service at its regular Saturday time around 6 a.m., though that could be delayed if the ice lingers into the morning. Please check MTA's website and social media for updates. It's also critical for everyone to know that high winds today, combined with the ice on trees and buildings and the warmer temperatures we'll start to see later today, could do significant damage. Trees could fall, sheets of ice could fall off trees and buildings, including the roofs of homes. Public Works tree cutting crews are ready to go. All pedestrians and drivers should watch their surroundings closely and get indoors as soon as possible. Most dangerous of all is the possibility of downed power lines. Please do not approach a power line that you see on the ground, and if you see any kind of line on the ground, please assume it's a power line and stay away. Instead, please call 911. Nashville emergency responders will be putting yellow caution tape around any power lines that they see on the ground. And if you see that tape, please back away and move along. If you have a power outage, please report it to NES as soon as possible by calling 615-234-0000. Again, that number for NES is 234-0000. If you are in distress because of an outage, call our community hotline at 615-862-8750. Again, the community hotline, 862-8750. We'll continue to look out for our homeless citizens through the day and into tonight, and we'll be encouraging them to come inside for the night. Our emergency backup shelter at the fairgrounds remains open for the night. We believe most people have found shelter already, but we'll keep urging anyone we find to go inside. No one needs to be outside for the night in these conditions. Again, I want to thank all the congregations and others who have stepped up this week to help shelter the homeless. And I would ask you to stay engaged with this need after this weekend. The homeless aren't the only people who are vulnerable. Please continue to look out for your neighbors, especially those who are homebound and who rely on deliveries of food and prescription medications. And please take care of your pets. We also anticipate steady rain throughout the day tomorrow, but temperatures should finally rise above freezing into the 40s, which should melt the snow and ice we've had since Monday. I know we're all looking forward to seeing that happen after a challenging work. There's finally light at the end of the tunnel. We just need to get through tonight as best we can. Once again, I want to thank everyone in Nashville for your patience, your cooperation, and your sense of calm throughout the week. If you have made what could have been a very difficult situation much easier. Nashville always rises to the occasion, and this has been no different than this week. Please continue to be careful out there. Leave work early if you can. And once you get home, stay indoors if at all possible. Now Scott Potter, the Director of Metro Water Services, will talk about the possibility of flooding this weekend. Scott?
Thank you, sir. I want to talk about what happens tomorrow morning. The key thing is our models indicate a very low risk of flooding in our streams and in the Cumberland. The problem is going to be the storm drains along the roads. If you think about all the plowing that's occurred this week, we've had all that snow and ice piled up on the sides of the roads. That's where the storm drains are. So when it rains tomorrow, especially if you have any kind of an intense downpour, all those clogged storm drains are going to make the water go in a place that's different from where it normally goes. So if you see unusual ponding that's creating a dangerous situation, like on a highway, for example, call Metro Police 862-8600, and they'll respond quickly to that. If you see ponding that's causing hazard to your neighborhood, please call Metro Water Services at 862-4600. We're going to work all weekend to get the storm drains clear, but especially the first 6 to 8 hours of the rain tomorrow, we're going to have unusual drainage patterns. So just be aware of that and be extra careful driving, especially at high speeds, because you're going to encounter ponding where you're not normally going to see it. So be very careful about that. Thank you.
Any questions for us?
With so many people working so much, how much does that cost in the city?
Well, it'll come out of the city's budget, and again, this is something that happens every year. We do have snow events, and this year it's been a little bit different. Since up until this week, it's been a relatively mild winter. So we have funds in the budget to respond, to do the necessary road work. Water and sewage is prepared to respond to emergencies, and police and fire, of course, that's their business to respond to emergencies. So I can't give you a number today, but I am confident that we have the money in the budget, and this is the appropriate thing for us to do, is respond with as many people as we have to make sure the city's safe.
Mayor, aside from salting the roads, what sort of proactive or preemptive stuff have y'all done in advance of the weather coming in today? Trees, have y'all done any, like, been able to go out and trim the trees that are a threat to the power lines, or is it just catch up right now?
Well, in terms of the cutting trees or cutting branches, that's what NES does, and I think NES has been pretty vigorous about doing that in the past few years. And I can't say that every situation they have cut the necessary branches, but they do a lot, and they've been very proactive about the safety of the wires for some time now.
Are there any issues with salt supply?
No, we have lots of salt. We're very well prepared for this in terms of the salt supply. We're in great shape. That's right, Randy, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we got a lot of salt. Anything else?
Mayor, timing really is the key issue when it comes into the city.
Right.
I remember 4 years ago it happened during rush hour, and
I remember that.
we had some serious issues with people getting stranded on the interstate. Can you just address maybe not just Metro, but TDOT as well, trying to get ahead of this thing?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the interesting thing about dealing with weather situations is that we're constantly dealing with forecasts. And the National Weather Service has done, I think, a good job this week with the information they've been able to supply. We've known for, at least since yesterday, we've talked about this, that the forecast has been for snow, sleet, freezing rain, and then heavy rain. And the issue is the timing. Our sense of this now is that the snow will come sometime this afternoon, maybe as early as 2 or 3 o'clock, which is followed by sleet and followed by freezing rain. That could occur right around the rush hour time period. So you sort of have the perfect storm. If you're driving home and you have snow on the ground with rain freezing on top of that, it is going to be very hazardous. And the best information that we've received, and I'll quote the National Weather Service in our phone conference, where they said driving home is going to be dicey. And so I think just in terms of being cautious, in terms of doing what's best for yourselves, your families, your employees, this is a day, if you can get out of the downtown area, get your commute done early, you should do it. You don't want to be stuck out there for hours if you get caught in the middle of this. And it's a very likely that this will occur. No guarantees, but it's the best information we have is that it's going to happen.
Your last question?
Do you have any idea of what time you're going to advise non-essential Metro employees to work at home?
An email has already gone out to department heads, basically saying what I just said, that the ride home is dicey and that they should use their discretion about letting people go. And I would encourage them, along with everybody else, to err on the side of caution. We've had a long week, and this is not a day to drag it out. This is a day to be home and be safe. Thank you.